I'm Katie. I'm the social media manager.
I'm Samantha. I'm the director
And we work at the Cattery.
The Cattery. First of all, we want to talk about Wednesdays.
Wednesdays suck.
We record this on Wednesdays prior to when it gets released on Monday.
Yeah, sorry guys. I hate to spoil it for you. But yeah, Wednesdays have sucked. The past couple Wednesdays have been a little rough.
3. It's like a curse now.
It's a curse. Wednesday curse.
By the way, I'm going to interrupt the podcast real quick and say my apologies for the terrible audio quality. We had an issue with my mic while recording this, and we're going to blame it on the terrible Wednesday curse.
Hopefully it's over with April. That's what I'm going to hope for. This is the last Wednesday in April. No more bad Wednesdays after this one. This is the last one. And hopefully nothing bad else happens to date.
So 3 weeks ago, we were rear-ended by a stolen truck.
Yeah.
So I have been fighting with different insurance since then to get my stinking car fixed.
Yep.
It's been a lot of fun.
No, it hasn't. It's been a lot. We even went and got checked out at a private ER and all that stuff, just because it was a pretty hard hit. He hit us really hard. He was driving like he stole it. Last Wednesday, it was a pretty good morning, I thought. Like, everything was so great, and I was like, oh good, this is a great day. And then I got home and I was working, and I got a call from my son's daycare that he had a fall and he needed to go to the hospital. So he ended up in the back of an ambulance. So did I. It was my first time in an ambulance. It was very, very so crazy when you're on the inside of it. But Rhodes, he ended up going to the hospital. He had a seizure, and he's fine. But it was honestly one of the scariest days of my life. Sam jumped in and helped me with Wyatt. She went and picked up my son from school, my other son, which was really helpful because he still talks about how much fun that was, which he will for a long time. So instead of Wyatt having to worry and be, because Wyatt loves Rhodes, they're so attached to each other. Instead of that, he'd have to go have fun with Sam, which I was so appreciative. By the way, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
He's a fun kid.
Yeah. It was a rough Wednesday, and then this Wednesday...
We decided we weren't going to leave the building, so we got DoorDash.
Yeah.
And they messed up our order.
Yeah.
A lot.
Really bad. It's not even, I don't know whose order this is. If you have your order, I'm sorry. It's not our order, but we did try to eat it.
But
yeah.
In addition to that, personal stuff, personal tragedies on Wednesday.
Yeah. Right before lunch, I want to say maybe like 30 minutes before lunch, a police officer showed up with a kitten that he said he picked up at a parking lot of a restaurant. And I didn't hear everything he said, but he was worried that the kitten was in really bad condition. He wasn't sure what to do, where to take it. We did end up taking the kitten from him to give fluids and see what we could do.
And he offered if it went past what we could do for the kitten, he offered to come back and take it to the vet.
That was really nice.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was super nice. I do love that part about kitten season is there are people that do jump in and maybe they don't know what to do, but they want to do. They want to help. And I that was really nice of him to offer that. So yeah, we gave the kitten fluids, and honestly, she didn't look very good when she came in.
We thought maybe she'd been hit by a car because she seemed like she was in shock and not, wasn't using her back legs. Yeah. But pretty quickly after the fluids, we realized that it was maybe failing kitten, which for people that aren't in the cat saving business, relatively healthy cats can go from jumping around and playing to dying within seconds. It's horrible. And you have to do things pretty quickly or the kitten is going to pass. And
the chances of it passing go up really, really high the longer it takes to get this protocol going. It's in the cat world, they call it FKS, failing kitten syndrome. Or syndrome. I always say that. Failing kitten.
It is syndrome.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh. Protocol is what I meant to say.
Oh.
FKP, failing kitten protocol for failing kitten syndrome. So yeah, we started doing that on the kitten right away, as soon as we realized that it was a lot more serious than maybe she's just in shock. What she might have been in shock, honestly. We don't know the story.
Yeah, we knew nothing about this kitten.
Absolutely nothing.
But if you're fostering and all of a sudden a healthy kitten becomes lethargic or feels cold or is gasping for breath, or just having trouble breathing, meowing and crying out, you can't console them. You have to do these steps pretty quickly, and it takes a lot of work. And we don't recommend going to the vet, because the time that you take to get to the vet, honestly, it's a good chance the kitten might not make it during that ride, but then you have to wait for the vet. And like we said, these things have to be done really quickly. So
you're the kitten's best shot if this starts happening to the kitten you have, because like Sam said, there's too much time elapsed between you noticing and actually seeing a vet. It's just better to start kitten protocol right away.
Plus the vets are super busy, and they're not gonna be able to give the kitten the care that you can.
Exactly.
So the first thing is to get the kitten warm.
Yes.
So either wrap up in a blanket with a heating pad wrapped around it, or if you don't have a heating pad, you can rotate towels from the dryer.
Oh, that's a good idea. We could do like a hot water bottle too. As long as you don't put it up against their skin, you could wrap that hot water bottle in a rag and kind of snuggle the kitten up onto it. Warm kitten. Cold kittens are in danger. You don't ever want a cold kitten.
Yeah, you can do socks filled with rice.
Oh,
also.
Yeah.
You microwave them for 3 minutes and then keep them next to the kitten on the outside of the burrito towel. So never directly on the kitten.
Yeah, you don't want to cause more problems.
Yeah, every 30 minutes you should reheat that so the kitten doesn't get cold again. Don't use your body for heat.
Yeah.
Our body temperature is not as warm as a kitten's body temperature. So
that's a good point. I keep them warm in my breast.
Yeah. Putting the kitten in your boobs is not good.
Oh my God.
No boob kittens.
We have to laugh, guys, okay?
We have to laugh or we can't keep doing this.
Exactly, we have to laugh, okay? Bear with us.
So, no boobs. To recap, no boobs.
No boobs.
Heating pad.
Yes.
Towels from the dryer.
Keep your clothes on.
Towels from the dryer, socks with rice to keep them warm. If you do feel comfortable doing this, you can take their temperature, so you know if it's working. Kittens, cats in general, should be between 99 and 102.
That's like fever for people, but that's normal for them.
You knew that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretending to be listening to this.
Okay.
Yes, I knew that.
So often when they're crashing, their blood sugar is really low. So you either need to have like corn syrup, it's the best thing. So Karo syrup you should have on hand, honey, Nutri-Cal, or warm sugar water. And you want to put that on their gums every 3 minutes. So one drop, which is about half of 0.1 mil.
Really small amount.
A really small amount.
Very
0.05 to 0.1 every 3 minutes. So what we do is we just dip a Q-tip in Karo syrup and put that on their gums every 3 minutes.
Yeah, 3 minutes. Set a timer on your phone and use the tools around you.
Yeah. And this can take hours.
Yeah. For
them to bounce back. Katie, you said you had a kitten that this worked on?
Yeah, actually, I believe I have some videos and photos of it. Possibly graphic warning. I can't remember what they look like, but if you're watching this instead of just listening, I am going to put a couple of videos and pictures in the video. So if you don't want to see it, just close your eyes or don't look at the video.
Yeah, just listen.
Just listen. But if you do want to see, if you're curious, if you're interested in what it looks like, there's a video of it. So my cat, Bandit, actually, he's fully grown now. He's a fully healthy cat. But when he was a newborn, he was only, I want to say he was only 4 days old. He had an infection I wasn't even aware of. Him and his brother were both born like on a sidewalk, and I guess something had bitten them. Now I knew the other kitten had a bite that he was treated for. I didn't know that
they were bitten when they were only 4 days old.
Yep.
That's crazy.
A tiny little bite, like on his. Well, she's still missing hair there.
I feel like anything that bites a kitten that small should.
Like an ant, maybe. I don't know what it was. Like, why? Why did you bite that? Maybe it was a mosquito. I don't know. But he's still missing hair there. And Bandit's chin fell off. That's where he was bitten. Yeah. So I'll show you Bandit's chin. He's very cute, guys. He's fine. Anyways, so Bandit, he had a bite on his chin that I wasn't aware of, and he just started fading very quickly one evening. I remember that I was trying to give him his bottle, and he wouldn't eat, and so I ended up. At the time, I didn't even know about fading kittens syndrome or anything. I think it was actually Dorella that I called, because at the time I was fostering for them. That was before the cattery. Yeah, I called Dorella, and I was like, what? I don't know what to do. And so she wanted to...
Dorella she started with some other people.
Yeah.
The Coastal Bend Cat Rescue.
Something's wrong with this kitten. And I told her, I kind of described him for just a couple of seconds. She's like, you need to do fading kitten protocol right now. And I was like, what? And thankfully I had Karo syrup on hand for some reason. I bake a lot, so I don't know why I had it, but I did. So I started giving Bandit that, and it did take several hours. It took a really long time. I remember I was sitting at my desk with him for so long. It took so long. But he did actually bounce back. There was a couple times I thought he had passed, and I wasn't sure what to do. But then he would like jerk back to life and keep meowing and starting to move, so I would give him more, and I just kept doing it, and he's obviously fine now. And his chin fell off like 3 days later, so in the sink.
Gross.
It was the grossest thing I've ever seen. I can't even explain why.
How did you bottle feed him after that?
It was difficult. He still was able to latch. But yeah.
I mean, I guess they latch with their tongue in the roof of their mouth, not really their jaw.
Isn't that crazy though? It looked really bad. Like it looked gross. But he seemed to feel a lot better once it fell off. I don't know. It's gone now. I don't need that. I remember I was giving him a bath in the sink. This is a little graphic, guys, just so you know. And this black clump, because he used to have a black chin, clump fell into the sink, and I was like, what the hell is that? I picked it up, and I was like, what is this? And then I looked at him, and his little chin was gone, and I could see his little bottom fingers, just like, he's fine now, he's okay. I'll show you guys Bandit. If you're watching this video, I'm going to put a picture of Bandit now. Anyways, point is, fading kitten protocol, I am 100% positive saved his life. There's no way he would have survived what he was going through at that time. And he seemed perfectly fine up until then. So yeah, it does work. But, it doesn't always work either. It's not a guarantee if you do fading protocol even if you're doing it for 4 hours, there's no guarantee that it's going to save the kitten. So I did want to, say that as well. Like it worked out for Bandit, but it doesn't always work out.
The little kitten that the police officer brought us did not make it.
Yeah, she didn't make it through. So it does. If it happens to you, if you're listening to this because you're a foster, maybe you've been through this, just know that it's not your fault. It's not your fault if the kitten doesn't make it. We're not mom cats.
That's why they separate themselves from ones that are still alive but aren't going to make it.
It's like they know. They have a sixth sense, like, oh, that one's... And it's really sad, and it really sucks when it happens, but we have to do everything we can, and then just find peace in knowing that we did everything we can.
Yep, so if you're going to foster, or if you find yourself with kittens, I would definitely try to get these items on hand.
Yes, have them ready.
Just in case you need them. Okay, well, you probably ran through the whole range of emotions listening to this, as did we.
You're welcome.
So now we're going to go.
Yep, we're going to go now. Guys, if you like our podcast, if we make you laugh or smile or cry or, think about things deeply, make sure you follow us, subscribe, comment on our stuff, ask us questions. We want to tell you guys stuff, but we need ideas. we want to talk to you. We're also very good at giving our opinions on things. If you if you want to hear our opinions on things. But yeah, guys, thanks for listening, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.